Have you ever had a dreams that you had you could you do you want you could do so you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
Hi, I'm Mark Miller, Bros member since the OG and mastermind behind the Bros six-pack hit Revival. I'm also a local comedian, producer, and doer of things.
Oh, hey, I'm Paul Joyce. I'm a music producer, music writer, music performer.
Bedtime for Heroes is the story of a little girl.
Or boy.
We think it'll be a great story to create, an amazing story to bring the whole family to. But you don't have to take our word for it.
Hi, I'm Starla.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And we would like to introduce you to our new favorite story.
Have you ever felt weird, like no one understood you?
Have you ever wanted to escape in a magic world in your dreams?
Wouldn't it be cool to fly and breathe fire like a dragon?
Do you ever wish you could run across treetops and disappear in a puff of smoke like a ninja?
Well, that's exactly what happens in my new favorite story. It's called Bedtime for Heroes.
Bedtime for Heroes is about a little girl who gets teased for being different. But every night, she gets to be the hero.
Whenever a babysitter reads her story, she gets all the powers from the story.
In one dream, she goes to an enchanted forest, where she has a battle with the horrible bully balls. She learns that standing up for yourself isn't scary when you're armed with the right words.
In another dream, she goes to a spooky town where everyone is angry, but nobody knows why.
Every night, Lucy gets a new story with a new set of powers that she uses in a new dream world to solve new problems and makes new friends.
One night she finds out there's a horrible bad guy that wants to get her. But she's not scared because she knows all the powers from the books to win.
The next night, when she knows she's facing the bad guy, she is super excited, grabbing all sorts of books. So many books and so much excitement that she is scolded for being too rambunctious. She gets sent to bed with no dinner and no storybooks.
She has no power for her biggest adventure yet.
What will she do?
How will it end?
You'll just have to vote for this pitch to find out.
Alright, let's hit some of these big elements. We just told you a little bit of the story. Admittedly, it's a little bit flimsy at this point. But once we get chosen, we'll workshop all that out with a writing team and even work with some kids to figure out what they think would be fun to do. Here's some characters we definitely want to have. Lucy, the kid, the hero, figures things out, solves the problems. Even though she's learning along the way, she's like top of the heap. The guide, a babysitter in waking life, various characters in the dream world, hopefully played by the same character in different costumes. The guide will be smart, helps out without really telling Lucy what to do. More of a facilitator really than anything else. We're going to have some sort of a weird, funny sidekick, probably somebody in a costume that doesn't talk. We'll have some kind of a villain. Not exactly sure what the deal is with the villain yet. But the main thing in kids' stories is the villain is an idiot. Parents, they're there. Maybe not in body, but in voice. There should be parents. Maybe we'll cut. I don't know. Then various puppet ensemble and mascot costumes. Settings. Of course, everything starts in Lucy's bedroom, moves into various dream worlds. Each dream world can have its own little vibe and things happening in it. Enchanted forest. I think we definitely want to do an enchanted forest with like a whack-a-mole type thing. Sort of battling against these little like bully creatures. A spooky shanty town where there's like an angry mob, and Lucy learns the dangers of mob mentality and like going around with a crowd, and the importance of just thinking for yourself. and then a bunch of other different worlds we'll figure out later. Cartoon world, probably. Maybe a little cartoon transition thing, which brings us to big story structure. All right, the outline of the action should definitely follow like this. First, Lucy comes home from school, has a moment venting her problems. Next, flash forward, it's bedtime. Babysitter reads her a book. For each book, the story within the book is acted out in some form of puppet, shadows, cutouts, silhouettes, socks. Explore the full puppet spectrum. Let it evolve. Next, there's a reoccurring lullaby song. We'll get the crowd to sing along to it because that's what I like to do. We could even teach it to them at the top of the show. Then from there, we'll have some sort of cool transition, maybe cartoon thing, projection, light show, something like that. Then we're in the dream world. Action stuff happens. It's like Sid and Marty Krofft. Bros does Sid and Marty Krofft. And then finally, she wakes up. We do it all over again for another element of the story until the big finale of the story is Lucy has to go to battle with either no powers or with dumb powers because her parents read her a book about spelling or conjugating verbs or something like that.
As far as the music's concerned, I was thinking something really ambitious, a bigger band, something with maybe 12 pieces, horns, some strings, percussion, etc. Somebody to run sound effects, another keyboard player on top of that. Obviously this is all stuff we would think about as we moved forward and how we were going to approach stuff. I do really like the idea Mark has of having sing-alongs. I'm thinking maybe one for each, dream sequence. And yes, catchy, yes, people relate to it, everybody can grab onto it. But I also want to have those sequences that really stick with the children. Stuff that they later in life, when they hear it again, will make them nostalgic for that moment. That was always really important to me when I go back and I watch stuff I grew up on. It's always, the fun stuff's always cool, but it's those parts of the story or where the music gets really dramatic that really resonate with me, and I want to reflect that in the pieces for this outside of the fun stuff as well. I'd also like to have maybe a little bit be over the top, just in the sense of stuff that you wouldn't normally hear unless you had parents that were really into music. So this would be a chance to expose some kids to some interesting musical ideas. So kind of all over the place, a little bit of a dynamic thing, but tie it all together with the themes and melodies, and have melodies introduce themselves in different ways and come back in different shapes and forms later. And that's kind of my gut instinct when we talked about this.
We gotta work PG. No dick jokes, guys. Making something for the whole family is challenging. We got an opportunity to really reach out in the community with family workshops, something like we did for Valhalla. Then we got an opportunity to use a children's ensemble and get the youth involved in art. Maybe do some stuff like we did with, maybe we'll finally do a Bros Scouts day camp sort of a thing. Maybe do this over the summer. We got lots of writing to do. We've got to do a storybook for each dream. We've got to do the story within each dream. We've got to have an overarching story. And then throughout all this, we need to include morals, lessons, all that stuff, teachable moments without being corny. We could talk about stuff like self-empowerment, be yourself, don't be mean to people, don't bully, dedicate yourself and believe in yourself, and the world can be your oyster. Make choices based on strength, not on fear. Be true to your word. Everyone is cool and important. Don't be a jerk. All that stuff. Parting thoughts? Well, look, by the time we get to doing the show, we'll have done all kinds of intense theater stuff with Brides of Tortuga. We'll have done intense dick jokes with Chronoshred. We'll have done intense blood and gore beheadings with Amphion. And this show will be a nice departure from that. We'll just get to sit around and hang out with kids and watch cartoons and stuff. Sure, it'll be a lot of work too, but I think it'll be a nice, fun departure, and probably the last thing that anybody would expect from us after Brides of Tortuga. Let's be honest.
Vote for it, vote for it, vote for it, vote for it. Vote for it, vote for it, vote for it. Elf, woof, elf, woof, elf, woof, elf, woof.